do one on twist because I think it's super beneficial and it opens up the whole body. So we are going to do different things, and you may see that maybe we are not specifically twisting in a certain moment, but those are the things that I'm going to do. They prepare us to be more opened up to do those binds in our body, okay? So we start today on our hands and knees. I'm going to come into what we call a tabletop. And first, we are going to do 10 times of just moving our joints so they wake up a little. So I'm going back and forth. That's one. This is it, simple. 2, 3, 4. Just start sensing your joints. 5. Maybe you hear some clicking sounds. 6. Notice your breath. 7, 8, 9. Of course, you can tuck your toes if you prefer. 10. I said it a little late, but you always modify as you need, okay? From here, keeping my pelvis facing down into the mat or the floor, you're going to start doing a few big circles with your pelvis. And this is going to start getting a little deeper into your lumbars, your hip joints, of course, your side body as well, okay? So if you want to modify this a little, you can see maybe how I'm zigzagging and adding a little bit of like a free movement here, okay? I'm going one way and the other. So this will prepare us for more expansion and the ability to twist a little more, okay? Good. Add a little bit more of those. Good. And I'm coming back towards the tabletop, and I'm going to make you wake up your body a little bit today, okay? So from here, you know how many times we do this sequence that we call cat-cow or cow-cat, that we arch and we round? I'm going to do a modification of that, which is a little bit more fiery, I'm going to say. If you find it that it's not for you today and you want to stay just with the regular cow-cat, which is what I'm showing, you can do that one instead, okay? So I'm going to inhale, send my right leg up, and exhale, bring the knee in. So you can see that it's the same movement, but with the added leg, right? And 2, inhaling, I'm opening the chest, exhaling, bringing the knee in. 2 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then you put that knee down, wiggle a little bit side to side, and we'll do 5 on the other side, okay? Whenever you're ready, push the mat away, drag the navel in, lengthen through the crown of the head just to start, and then I'm going with my left side. Inhaling and bring it in. Two more. Remember, you can modify this if you want without using the leg. Good. Then I'm coming back, again, wiggling a little. I think I did 5. And now I'm going to just extend my right leg, curl my toes, and push through the heel. And I'm going to let my hip go a little further back. You see how it's going a little further back? So I'm stretching that right leg a little more. I'm hugging the muscles of my right leg into my bones. I'm trying to bring my belly in a little so I'm not dumping my lower back. And don't lock your knee, okay? So the knees, we always keep them soft. You may feel the engagement of the muscles in front of the leg, but don't lock the knee. Then I'm coming back and switching sides. I'm pressing with my left heel. I'm letting my hips go a little further back and drawing my belly button in. And I'm just pushing through the heel so I engage that left leg a little more. Good. Then I'm coming back and wiggling a little bit again. Super. Okay, let's go from here a little further. I'm going to move just so I have more space. I'm keeping my hips above my knees. I'm going to take a giant step with my hands, both. And then I'm going to push the floor away. So I'm really pushing that way. So almost like if I want to stretch my mat. And I'm going to let my chest come down and my hips, you can see how they are high, okay? For some of us, it may be beneficial if you have a book or a block or something, maybe a pillow. If you feel like it's easier to support this posture by putting the forehead into something, then you do that, okay? If your forehead naturally comes down, then you let it fall or touch ground and feel the stretch there in the sides of your body. Let the chest drop a little. And you may be wondering, where are the twists? They are coming soon, okay? I'm just preparing the body for them. Good. Then I'm going to add something else. So from here, I'm walking my hands in, and instead of putting my hands, I'm going to put my elbows down. If this is too intense to put your elbows all the way down on your mat, this position doesn't work, then you can elevate it. I'm just showing in case. I'm putting two blocks, but again, it can be anything. And you could put your elbows on your blocks, okay? So both work pretty much the same. It's just that one is a little more supportive and it can be helpful if you need. So from there, I'm walking my elbows a little further. You see how my chest is still coming down, and I'm going to touch my palms together and bring them behind the head. So just a little more intense of a chest opener, opening the armpit, the top of the chest, activating more of the upper back, and giving us a chance also to reverse the rounding that we do when we are in the computer or sitting a lot or driving. So another breath here. Remember to add props or support. And if it doesn't feel appropriate for your body today, any of the shapes that I'm inviting you to do, you can always just sit them out, okay? Good, super. I'm back to my tabletop. And from here, I'm going to start with the first twist, inhaling the left arm up. I'm going to cross that left arm underneath or behind my right hand, so I can put the left shoulder all the way down on the floor. If possible, the left arm pressing down and my head is also touching. Again, here you can add, if you want, a pillow, a blanket, anything that is needed, okay? And the right hand is staying close to me to help me start that twist, right? So I'm pushing a little bit into the floor and trying to find that sensation in the trunk of the ringing action and the twist. If your neck is okay, you can move your right hand a little further to the top of your mat, like I'm showing, maybe even with the fingertips pressing. And this may be a little more intense in your neck, so you can test it. And if it doesn't feel good, you come back to the first version, okay? And there's another modification that you can do if you want to go a little further than this, and it is to walk your fingertips towards the 12 o'clock on your mat, okay? So that will make you possibly feel a bigger stretch in the right arm all the way to the side body. It's not better than the other ones, it's just different, okay? So don't think that you have to go to level 3 to make it better. It's not that. Better is what gives the best effect in your body. Good, then I'm coming back, pressing with my right hand, coming back to center. Before I go over to the other side, I'm going to wiggle my hips a little bit, side to side. And then I'm switching right arm, inhaling, exhaling, I'm threading over to the left. My right arm is behind my left hand. I'm letting my right shoulder drop, right arm, sorry, heavy. And then from there, I'm sending I'm actually, variation number 1, left hand stays next to the face and I'm turning up towards the ceiling. This may be completely like the place where you feel like this is my place, okay? Just keep the hips tall. Let the sitting bones widen a little bit. Variation number 2, taking the left hand, left arm to the top of your mat. And variation 3, walking those fingertips a little further towards the 12 o'clock. And then I'm slowly returning, pressing back up. Here we go, back into tabletop. I'm going to now modify the position of my hands by sending my fingertips a tiny bit out to the sides. And we're going to come into our downward facing dog. I'm going to do a few things when we get there. At any point, if you get tired, you bring your knees down and you can rest here, and then you go back up again if that's okay for you, okay? So one important thing when we come to down dog is that we want to create pressure from the base of the palms, or what I call the heels of your palms, towards the front of your mat. So we are pushing forward with the hands and down. At the same time, my fingertips, they are gripping the mat, almost like if I want to bring the mat towards me. So it's like two different messages that I'm giving to my mat. One is that I'm pushing it away, and the other one is that I'm bringing it towards me. Even though this sounds kind of funny, it's really important because it protects your wrists and it firms your shoulder joints. So we want to use that because the hands and the way we place them and the way we grip, they affect completely what happens in the upper body, okay? From there, I'm going to curl my toes. I keep my knees bent. I'm going to push my hips up towards the skies. I almost want to imagine someone lassoing my pelvis and pulling it with a strap all the way up to the ceiling. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. And then I'm going to pedal slowly, one leg and then the other, a few times. Imagine you're walking. So I'm walking or bicycling my legs, and I'm even letting my hips go also side to side. Okay, good. One of the twists that we are going to do here in this down dog goes like this. I'm going to turn my right heel in and down. So now my right leg is stretched, I'm going to say, or extended, but the left knee will stay bent, okay? So right leg very straight in the sense of pressing through your heel and the outer edge of your foot. Now my left knee is going to come over to the right, and I'm going to twist together with that leg. So you can see how I'm bringing my chest also towards the right, okay? Just a breath here, pushing into your right hip. We are also opening the hips here. Then I'm coming back, bend the knees again if you need, come down and rest if you need to do like a tiny break, and then you go back up. And now I'm going to turn left heel in. I'm going to press with that left leg down. That left leg is straight, and I'm going to bend my right knee. I'm pushing, remember, my mat away, right? And I'm bringing my right knee over to the left and the chest a little bit over to the left as well. Push your mat away, remember, with the heels of your hands. Then return, push again, heels heavy if you can, and then bring your knees down and widen the knees and take what we call a child's pose. We release for a moment. Take a few breaths to just let the effects of this twist get a little deeper into your system. Good. A couple breaths. Notice the rhythm of your in-breaths and out-breaths. Just by noticing, you'll help it slow down a little before we keep moving. And also just awareness to keep that flow in the breath. Whenever you feel you get too agitated, it's always good to come down and give it a little bit of a break, okay? Good, I'm going to do another version of a twist in this down dog. And so I'm going to come back up, but this time I'm going to make it a little shorter. So I'm walking my feet a little closer to my hands. And as I push my mat away, I'm going to keep my right hand, right arm very steady. And I'm going to bring my left hand towards my right leg. This is not an easy task. So you may need to bend your knees. You may not be able to hold your ankle. Maybe it's your shin, maybe it's your knee, maybe it's a little higher. It's all good. Wherever you go, even with the heels up, it's all okay. Make sure that you can support yourself pushing with the right hand. And now I'm using my left hand to help me twist a little more towards the right. I can see myself there in the camera, so I know that you can see how I'm twisting, right? So I'm pushing the floor away with my right hand, sending my hips high, and trying to bring a little bit of that chest twisted towards the right. Then I'm coming back, and then I'm going the other way. Now I'm pressing firmly through my left hand. Right hand is going over to the left, anywhere that you can catch. And then as I push the floor away, I'm bringing with my right hand the leg towards me so I can twist over to the left. Good. Then I'm coming back. Bring your knees down and sit up. Good job. Okay, let's bring our right foot forward. If you need to pad your knees with a blanket, please do. And I'm going to let my hips come towards the front. Blocks can be very helpful to feel more steadiness, right? So you can go and put them there, or blocks or something that you have. I'm just going to let my hips come forward and down for a little bit of a stretch in the hip flexor. Then I'm going to extend my arms up overhead, hook your thumbs, extend through the arms, opening the chest. Let the lungs expand. You don't need to throw your head back. You can keep the chin in, but feel that opening in the sides of your body, upper body as well. Good. And then I'm coming back and I'm releasing my arms. So you can see the difference between letting my hips come forward and down and my pelvis coming more into what we call a neutral spine, okay? I'm going to add a twist from here. So we are going to send the arms up overhead. Then you bring the hands to the heart with the exhale. Then I'm going to inhale, send my arms out to the sides. And with the exhale, I'm going to twist over to my right. Now, instead of letting my pelvis drop, I'm going to lift my hip points towards my chest. And from the point where my navel or belly button is, from there, I'm going to lift and turn to the right. Imagine someone pulling from your right hand, okay? Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Come back to center. Good, let's touch down. And I'm going to add a different twist. So from here, I'm going to curl my toes, back toes, and I'm going to lift my left knee off the floor. If this feels like it's too much, of course, you can stay here. I'm going to add a block or some kind of support under the left hand. I find it beneficial to get more space in the body. I'm going to push that block down, and then I'm going to twist over to the right. I'm pressing through my back heel so that back leg is really active, and I'm letting my front knee bend as much as I can let it bend. And then I'm sending again, navel, chest up, and I'm leaning back a little to open the chest. Then I'm exhaling, releasing the right hand. And I'm going to take this back into a downward facing dog. This is always a good transitional pose to stretch and to let off some steam. Good. You can come into the second side just by bringing your knees down and bringing the left foot forward. If you want to go from here, sometimes it's nice to also stretch a little more. Left leg up, and then you bring the left foot forward, the right knee goes down, okay? Good, we take the second side. So first I'm going to let my hips come forward and down. You see how I'm letting them be heavy. Don't worry about how far they go, wherever they go. That knee is going to be bending a little more. It's fine, just keep it steady above your foot. Nice, and then let's send the arms up overhead. Hook your thumbs, extend, feel that opening in the chest. This is not a twist, but it prepares us for twisting better, opening the whole spine and creating more opening also in the hip flexors. Good. Very nice. Then I'm going to release. I'm going to bring my pelvis now towards the neutral, okay? So I'm trying to lift my hip points, sacrum goes down. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Good. Then I'm going to inhale, send my arms out again. And with the exhale, keep the spine tall, head above heart, heart above pelvis, and I'm twisting over to the left. It's not a very big twist because I have my arms out. It's a little tougher because my pelvis is more in neutral. So don't worry about how far you go. Just try to lift from the belly button up, and then from there, create the twist. Then I'm bringing the hands back to the center, back to the front of the mat. Good, and now I'm going to touch down. Remember, you can use the block if you want. I'm going to curl my back toes and lift the knee. Now I'm pressing through that back heel, maybe a little extra space by putting that right hand on the block. I'm letting my left knee stay forward, and then I'm going to twist over to my left. Push the floor away with your right hand. Elongate that line that goes from your right wrist all the way to the left wrist. And you can even bring the head to face down if the neck feels a little funky or tense. This is also a very good way to twist the cervical spine and release tension. Okay, I forgot to say on the other side. Good, then we release. You can take that block out. I'm going back, down dog. Good. Bring your knees down. Sit back for a moment. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. I'm going to bring now my legs in front, and I'm going to do a different twist with the legs in front. I usually like to have a little bit of an elevated seat. It helps a lot with elongating and making more space in the spine. So I'm putting a blankie there. You can put a pillow, anything, and I'm extending my legs from here. Okay, good. Give them a little wiggle. I didn't tell you, I kind of surprised you, but it was a little bit of a fiery practice. And I'm going to bend my right knee. I'm putting my right heel more or less in the line of my sitting bone. I'm extending through the left leg. Good, feel the spine tall. And again, I'm trying to line up head, heart, pelvis. Good, and then with my left arm, I'm going to wrap my right knee and leg, and I'm going to bring that leg into my body. So it's like I'm making my forearm snug into my belly and chest, and I'm moving or sliding belly chest over to my right, okay? Now look at what I'm going to do from here. With my right hand, I'm going to hold my left hand. So I'm doing this movement of gripping into my fingertips. And that movement that I'm doing, it's going to help me press my forearms towards my body. So instead of yanking the right knee over to my right side, I'm just pressing, like bringing my arms towards me. And after I keep that, I'm trying to drag the belly and the chest a little more to the right. So what I'm trying to do is to use my whole torso to twist as much as I can without using like the shoulders or other places, okay? Good, I'm keeping my left leg extended, pushing through the heel or as heavy as I can. Take a breath. And then stay for another breath and bring the chin over to your left. Good, I'm releasing that. Extending the right leg, wiggling a little, and I'm switching sides. Left foot comes in, elongating through the spine, pushing through the heel. Right arm now, with my elbow, I'm going to grip or hold my knee, bring it in. After I do that, I'm trying to make a little bit of space to slide my belly and chest over to the left. Left hand is going to do that grip onto the fingertips of the right side. And instead of pulling towards the left, I'm going to press my forearms towards my chest or towards my body, okay? Right leg stays connected to my mat as far as I can or as much as I can. And then I'm twisting with my trunk over to the left, relaxing the shoulders, keep the chin towards the left for one breath. And then another breath with the chin over to the right. So we create also a twist in the cervical spine. And then I'm releasing that, coming back to center. Wiggle a little bit through the legs. Good, good. Let's cross one shin in front of the other for a cross leg position. We're going to let the trunk get tall. And from here with my fingertips, I'm just going to walk over towards the top of the mat, release here. Let the spine get a little bit rounded, it's fine. If you want, you can wiggle a little bit side to side. And then I'm slowly walking myself back. Nice. And we're going to add another simple twist. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind. Elongate again. Imagine the lower back moving into your body, lifting from there. And then again, I'm going to try and bring the chest from the left side to the right side. And I'm going to try and send my right shoulder blade in a little bit. So it's trying to come more, I'm going to say closer to the left side of my body. Okay. Good. Elongate through the cervical spine without tensing. Twists are meant to bring more space in the spine. So we are never rounding when we are creating a torsion, right? Or those twists that we are doing. Good. I'm coming back to center. Switching sides, right hand to the left hand behind. Again, you can see in my body, hopefully, that it's not rounded in any way. I'm trying to press through my sitting bones and elongate and lift off the floor as much as possible to make my vertebrae have like little pumps of breath in between, right? Or air in between. And then with my right hand pressing into the left, I'm helping myself bring the belly, chest over to the left shoulder blade moving a little bit more into my body, relaxing the shoulders, taking a breath, and then returning to center. Good, let's extend the legs, wiggle a little bit here. I'm going to remove my support so we can come onto our backs. Coming onto our backs for the last few minutes, I'm going to keep my feet wide, open my arms to the sides. If you don't have enough space for T-letter shape, you can take a cactus shape form or the arms a little bit higher. So that will also actually open the chest a little more or help with that. And I'm going to windshield wiper my knees side to side a couple of times, another twist. This is also a very good rotation for the hips. I'm doing external and internal rotation in your hips, which is also good to oil the joints, okay? Good, the next time that you come over to your right, let the right foot, if possible for you, come over your left knee or thigh, and just with the pressure of that right leg, making the left one a little heavier, let that stay for a moment. If you want to, and you have the space, you can extend both arms overhead to add a little bit more of that stretch in the side body as well. Good, and then I'm taking the right foot down, bringing both knees back to the vertical, feet wide, knees to the left foot on top of the right knee or thigh, and extending the arms overhead. If you have the space, you'll feel a little bit more of that activation in the side body. Relax your face and your jaws. Then I'm taking that left foot back down, coming back with both knees to vertical. I'm going to now bring both knees to my chest. We are almost there, rocking a little bit side to side. Good. And then I'm going to reopen my arms to the sides, let both my knees go over to the right, chin to the left. Let your upper back drop, shoulders heavy. Good. And then we'll switch it over to the last side. So we bring both knees to center, over to the left, chin to the right, and rest there, the upper back, the face, and the arms heavy. Good, I'm coming back to the center. Good, hold the knees, rock a little bit, doing a few circles there. We are at the 9 a.m. or the end of our session. So if you have the time from here, I would suggest that you give yourself a couple extra minutes to just rest your whole body in this position that we call Shavasana, to regain connection with your whole system after this mini practice. If you do not have the time and you have to keep running throughout your day, just roll over to the side, come up to a seat, And in gratitude, as always, we close this twisting session. Thank you so much for joining this practice, and I hope to see you again next time. Namaste.